Now starts the part of this topic which I very excited to share with you, because when I started to see it from this perspective, it kind of started to be more understandable. So what else we can do to analyze deeper this Aquarius era energy? We can use our logic and we can use our chart and put Aquarius in the first house, and the same as a person, all the topics of the sign which we have in the first house we will see throughout our life, like all the themes one way or another will influence our reality, because I like Joe Dispenza says that personality, this is our personal reality, and the first sign which we have in the first house, this sign represents actually the glasses through which we see the reality. So this is our personality, and our personal reality are seen from these energies. And so the energies of Aquarius era will be through the lens of Aquarius vibes, but how another energies can be play out in this period. So what we see is that Pisces we have in the second house, right? And so interesting that the second house is our values. And so what we got as our values, so our savings from the Pisces era, is actually things connected to family. Pisces era, which was very concerned about this institution of the family. This was actually what brought the humanities this value of having this unity with someone else and building small circle of family. So in my opinion, the Pisces in the second house shows that this is the things what we get from the Pisces era, and also the connection to the spirituality. So this fact that we have to go in that direction. So those are things which we actually value. When we see in the third house the Aries energy, so third house is about communication and exchange and actually courage, and when we are going a little bit far. So the understanding another human can be possibly on the level of communicating through bodies. So it's actually, I suppose, about sexual connection, because the Mars is a lord of Aries, and Aries is also connected to our physical body and our sexuality as well, because the Aquarius era will come right now to the sixth house with emotional Cancer, which is the problematic area for Aquarius energy. And so when people go more into this Mars Venus, if you saw already my videos, you know that I speak about feminine and masculine from the perspective of astrology, using Mars and the Sun for masculine energy and Venus and Moon for feminine energy. And in this playlist there are videos about specifically this topic. And so when the person is building heart connection and sexual connection, so the energy flows really great. But in the same moment we live in the age when people close their hearts, they kind of communicate mostly through sexual connection, and this is what's happening more and more, because people put like their values starts to be more connected to material stuff, or the way people look from the physical body, or how many money they have, or how many different possessions they have. So the estimation part is really huge in the world right now. So like people connect on the heart less. It's still happening and it's good, but Aquarius era with all of these technologies and all of these kind of innovative things, people want to have all of this. People want to have cars, people want to fly with private jets, people want to gain material wealth, and this is what makes our Mars-Venus energy stronger. And when it becomes stronger, people understand communication, because I hear it in consultations from the girls, for example, that I met a guy, he is super rich, super cool, he has a collection of shoes, he's driving a great car, and it's so cool, but when we speak, we have nothing to talk about. She decided to make an experiment to talk with him about her feelings. Then she just told him something like, I don't feel good, I feel sad, I feel overwhelmed, I don't know what's going on inside. And he said to her, go buy yourself ice cream. he is like around 40. So he's not a kid, he's not 15, he's not 20. So he's an adult with absolutely level of teenager of understanding own emotional world and inner world. So how this person can connect with another person with a heart level? Like, it's not possible. And so the form of connecting to another people, such person understands through connection on the sexual level. So it's not bad, it's just the way of communicating, merging energies, because we are humans and we like to communicate with others. And sometimes we just don't know how. And communication through our body, our physical body, and sexually, this is also a form of connectedness, like to feeling this energy is connecting with someone. The fourth house, we see that we have here Taurus energy, and Taurus in the heart section, which is connected to our inner peace. And Taurus is about material possessions, material gains. So again, we see that the humanity will be gravitating into like, the more you gain, the more peaceful you are, because your material savings or material level or different possessions you have, or for example you have good food, like Taurus connected to good food, luxurious items, everything cool for our five senses. So you have a comfortable place to live, you have wonderful view. So for sensations, you have really good clothes, you have really good food, and this is what makes your heart in peace. So this is what the formula in a success, in a way of like, I'm feeling good, I'm okay because I have this financial material stability. So this is important to understand that this is a tendencies for Aquarius era energy in the world. And so the interest on possession, like we see it actually already in the world. In the fifth house, we have the sign of Gemini. And of course, the creativity and communication meets. So this is what we see in social media already. So people communicate doing different creative stuff. Creativity can be expressed in different forms, but when we have Gemini here, it also connected to information exchange, exchange through social media and exchange through writing and reading. Also communication with children, on my opinion, because right now we see that we are also the children of the generations of people who were not taught to explain us a lot of different things. You know what I mean? And so I suppose the Aquarius era requires, because also Aquarius energy is about intelligence, and fifth house about intelligence, and having Gemini there, it's like communicating with the children. So it's like building the connection with them, understanding that they're also human who needs answers, and needs guidance, and needs connection. So it's not just a plant who lives in your house, you can water it from time to time and just done. It's another human being who needs communication to feel connectedness. Okay, so when we see the Duskhana houses, this is the most important, in my opinion, to make to focus on that. In the sixth house, Cancer for the Aquarius, it means in the Aquarius era, the emotional part is going to be the area of problem. And that's what I was trying to say about artificial intelligence, because we will soon see robots everywhere. People will communicate with their own artificial friends. Maybe different computers and phones will be including someone who will be your friend. You choosing everyone according to what you want to, like age, gender, race, whatever you choose, and you have a friend, you communicate, you have this like talks and stuff like that. So it's all possible, but any machinery is not having spirit inside because it's artificial. And the creation of this thing, in my opinion, it's a result of that fact that our humanity went so far from caring about their emotional side, suppressing this feminine energy so deep, that we came to the point of manifestation on the planet Earth like artificial thing which will communicate with us on the level of like human, but it's never gonna be that. I hope you understand what I mean. And of course, it also will happen because of safety. So when you are feel hurt all the time by your emotions from the communication with another people, you avoid it. And so of course it's much easier to install in your phone, for example, application with like your artificial friend and have conversation with that. So it's super safe. Those if you have some, I don't know, argument, you can always delete it, you know. You can always be like the one who decides what's happening. So the person, instead of building strong sun energy to care about inner feminine and to know how to connect with feminine with another people, person avoiding that and choosing, for example, communicating with artificial friends or something like that to avoid this hurt for heart. So you are sacrificing the real connection for the fake. So you're kind of choosing to suffer from fakeness instead of suffer from building your honest and kind connection with other people. So this thing, what I see in the 6th house for Aquarius era, Cancer there, as to my opinion, is like one of the biggest things which we are going to face as a humanity. Because I don't think we have to be like literally be afraid of the fact that artificial intelligence will do something bad for the humanity. The problem is that it will do if we will be fearful of that. Like all the collective energy, if we all be all in fear, abuser will appear. This is how it happens with people on our individual level. When you are living with these victimizing patterns, you will find the person who will show that to you like a mirror on a material level, so you will see a manifestation of your energies. And if we as a humanity will go into low emotions, especially according to AI, so we're gonna face problems from that area. And this is our job, to not allow this thing to go in the bad direction, but go in the helpful direction for the humanity. And instead of seeing emotions and all of the things connected to the inner peace as a problem, we should find a way to heal it, because 6th house is not only problems, it's also healing this problem. And so it's great that a lot of people, conscious people, and all those who are watching these videos, those who are interested in these topics, those people have the potential like healing abilities for the humanity in different ways. And so please do it, because humanity needs healing of the heart, because we need heal the feminine energy on the planet Earth. Because the fact that women are suffering the planet Earth and believe in the weird patriarchal tendencies, those things are connected to the fact that on the subconscious energetical level, humanity is not processing and caring about their own emotions, about their own feminine. That's why on a manifested level, on a physical level, we see the results of how feminine energy is disrespected. Okay, so now we go to the 7th house. What we see in the 7th house, Leo, we already talked about it. So that means that, again, balance between these two energies. Leo is about independency. You're dependent on the inner self, and this is why you are able to guide people in some direction. It can be small area, but still each of us is able right now educate self and grow into some specific area and lead in this area for the society. And I think that the forms of education which we had and which right now children is going through, you know, the school which people learn different random stuff, you know, this kind of system, I suppose that it's going to be different in the future, just because it becomes more important to open up what actually person has talents to. Because not everyone needs to know everything about physics or mathematics or, I don't know, literature or something. You may hate me right now for what I say, that you have to be overall educated, but you can actually choose in which area you want to be educated, and you don't want to be estimated according to, like, for example, there are 30 people in the class. One person has talents in writing and one person has talents in math, but both of them suffer. She's those who is talented in writing, she's not understanding logical stuff, and she's suffering having bad marks, and then she cannot go into university because she doesn't have enough marks together. I know it's different systems in everywhere, because also if you have money you will go everywhere, but still, the girl who is great in math and different logical stuff, she's not really good at, for example, at singing. Why person has to stay in the shame in front of the class trying to sing some shitty thing and have the trauma? I have a friend like that who says, like, I was so shy to sing in front of all the class, was trying to do suddenly, and so the mark was really bad, and the person sings things that, like, is afraid to sing because people were laughing, and it is horrible. And all of this system is made to control, to make this, organized, but I suppose this form of organizing people is kind of going to an end. And this axis of Leo, Aquarius, first 7th house, it's about, this balancing with ego issues and being the leader in the partnership, for example, and having this equality. Or maybe it can also influence the side connected to LGBTQ community, about the equality in the partnership as well. So it's like their rights will be more with time respected. And when we see in the 8th house, this is Virgo energy, this is a great position, as to my opinion, because 8th house is about psychological wounds and healing those traumas. And having here the healing energy of Virgo is actually really a helpful tool for this era, in my opinion, because we are going to work on transforming self, because right now we already see that people are interested in self-growth, in self-healing, in different practices, what we can do, like different mystical sciences. People go to different alternative healers. People, we developed this area very huge, because 100 years ago it was absolutely not that much developed. In medieval ages, if person has some abilities, it was burned. And so, only people who were doing something somewhere secretly, or maybe someone who called doctor was doing some weird stuff. So, the level of that, it's in the past. And right now we are facing a great period for humanity in the way of healing and transforming self through different things connected to natural healing, because Virgo energy is connected to natural form of healing. All of this chemical stuff which is killing us is also it's, of course, Aquarius era is gonna be long, but it will have the tendency to gravitate to using more alternative forms of healing, because humanity is awakening to the fact that using chemicals, it's actually feeding these corporations, and they don't like and they don't want people to heal themselves just through yoga, for example, or doing self-massage, or drinking different teas for different things. And all of these things are working, and stones are working. Stones are great, strong things. Be careful with stones, because they really have energy inside. And so the alternative healing, this is what's going to be present in this Aquarius era. When we see the Libra sign in the 9th house, it's also great, because Libra is about balance and diplomatic approach. So it's about not going, to the edge in something. And so the balance in spiritual knowledge, because 9th house is connected to our spiritual knowledge, about the guidance we get, gurus, religions, all of these topics, and that is going to face balance. Of course, also with time, because Aquarius is about intellect, and people will come to the point that a lot of things which are written in saying scriptures which are forcing people to do something like what is actually opposite from helping people. So people will come to this point that lots of things needs something kind of like a renovation of visioning, because ninth house is about belief system, so balance in your beliefs. And maybe, as my opinion, more female gurus can come up, because again, Aquarius is about equality, and this patriarchal thing about that man can be a guru is also going to be like in the past, because Libra is ruled by Venus, and so that means that this balance about having masculine and feminine gurus is also going to happen. That is great, because people have to understand that gender does not identify the level of wisdom or level of knowledge or level of ability to teach. When we see Scorpio in the 10th house, of course, activity in the world, like what we do, what people see what we do, is going to have huge transformation. This is going to be a great era of absolutely different forms of things, because again, we see for the Aquarius, we see Capricorn in the 12th house. A lot of things connected to work will go away. It's just the end of cycle for a lot of works, again because of technologies. This is obvious. And so a lot of people will do different things. A lot of new forms of activities gonna come up, because we start to live in a new way of life, and a lot of things will be done by machinery, and so a lot of people will be free from that, and so they can focus on something what they want to do. Maybe it will be more art, maybe will be more things connected to, again, different forms of healing. So I think this part is really growing right now. Also, in every way, people will just express their self from the new perspective. For example, we see countries which is quite poor. The people cannot choose what they want to do. They choose what they able to do in the circumstances they live, so to survive. So they do a lot of hard work. They do a lot of different things which they would love to not do. And so when with time, again, of course it's not going to be soon, but with time in Aquarius era, a lot of things will be done by machinery. And so a lot of workplaces, they will be not needed with people, so people will be able to realize what they can do, what they want to do. So this is a transformation part. The Scorpio in the 10th house, as my opinion, is a really important part for the humanity, but always all the transformation goes through pain, as always. It's like we always we have to know that it's inevitable, because this death and rebirth cycle, it requires some pain, because something old goes away, something new is coming. Also interesting that a lot of activities in the world may have this kind of secret vibe, because Scorpio is about deep secrets. It's about what we are hiding from people. But this is what we are hiding from what we are doing. And so it will take place. So activities in different ways will be hidden. And hopefully that will not be governmental stuff. Because I just think you understand what I mean. Okay, when we look at the 11th house, we have Sagittarius there. And so it is a wonderful position, because it's again about building and gathering into communities, and Sagittarius is about wisdom. So people will mostly gravitate to those where they can learn, where they can, for example, festivals, not just jump and eat some drugs, but for example, to go on the yoga festival or festival with different obviously I don't know what's going to happen, for example, in future with the humanity in the form of creative ideas, but different kind of activities where people will be at groups will have this energy, this flavor of Sagittarius. And also the traveling. Sagittarius energy is connected also to traveling, to moving, and to meeting different people and to connect with people, because 11th house connected to friends, also to different groups. So connecting through travels with another people. And so right now even, so this is what we already having. Like 200 years ago, humanity couldn't even imagine. So they were literally, it was like one life trip to go somewhere. They were taking these horses, you know, it was so unbelievably hard. And if they go somewhere far, meet someone, they say goodbye to that person, they never meet again. Like it's almost like impossible. Maybe they were sending letters, but you know, right now we can make friends in our travels, and then make friends in different travels, and then travel to those friends. You know, all of the things is so possible, and there's also this connectedness through 9th house energies. So it's like faraway lands in our friendships will be very, very kind of seen. And also, as I said, as 9th house connected to our wisdom and spirituality, it's also good to have it in 11th house. It means people will gather around wisdom. People will gather and look for knowledge and for building beliefs. And so it means that like our humanity is going in the direction of divinity. So it's great. So it's like good to see the Sagittarius energy in 11th house for the Aquarius ascendant, for our Aquarius era. And the last house, 12th house, Capricorn. As I already said, the loss of a lot of kind of positions, posts, a lot of things will be replaced by technologies. This is obvious. And also the Capricorn is connected to, this is Earth energy. So the end of cycles for a lot of professions shows that stability in humanity can be shaken, because people will be afraid to lose, like for example, some corporation finished, and so like kind of the process of adaptation for that, when different top things, because Capricorn is connected to top position, something like with a big status. So also it's also government, and so a lot of things connected to government can go in the past, because again, Aquarius energy requires the equality. So this monarchy, patriarchal, this is like one leader controls everything, like a king in medieval ages. It's just not going to happen in Aquarius era, and dictatorship will go in the past. This is like, we want it or not, but this is not the place for it, you know. This is not going to be in alignment with energy of Aquarius. Energy of Aquarius wants from us to build such form of society where we can be free to cooperate in the way we feel, and so expressing our own self and be rebellious and be who we really are and be unique. So because Aquarius energy is also these two angles of weird and unique. But weird for who? It's like for those who are trying to be normal, but what is normal? You know, so it's like boxing. That's why Aquarius is about out of the box, because it's just you rebel against norms. And this is what makes you unique. It's not weird. It's weird for those who are living in a box. So it's, you know, all of this kind of old school patterns of organization life, organization schools, about government, about all of these things, they will go in the past. And Capricorn, which is so about restrictions, all of this structure, Saturn was transiting through Capricorn while we were sitting on COVID those 2 years. So this energy of not allowing something to happen, and this is what also needs to go to the past, because the new forms of organizing humanity and society gonna be born. And for example, in Ukraine right now we have they made, I don't know, maybe some countries also have it, that's not I'm telling that we made something unique, but We have the application in our phones, the government made it, and so our documents are there, so we can open business, close business inside of this application, and different things connected to documents about our taxes. So we don't have to go in the place, make a list, wait 1 month, all of these things which we were doing in the past. Right now you can do it online, just fast. And imagine how many bureaucracy is avoided. So this was the reason, to avoid a lot of different people who are doing different stuff when you can do it electronic. Also, we have there different driving license, we have international, like foreign passport. In Ukraine we have our, and we have also international. So all of this data we have there. And we always, when we go somewhere, for example, to volunteer, and they say to us, have your passport with you or application. So it should be next to you, so you will show that you have your documents. So it's already coming to be like more futuristic and innovative. Also, they ask us, for example, different things about changing in the city, in the country, on the different levels. So it's like you have ability to vote for something. So a lot of different things we use with this application. It's very comfortable because actually we like how fast this communication with our government can happen with us. Also, they made, of course, because of war, different applications, which is also very useful in this moment. So we use these gadgets in this comfortable way, and so I suppose this is like a new age form of building the connection from person to the government. So something like this is gonna happen in future, and maybe like less people will be working in there, but more people will work in this kind of creating such applications and such stuff for humanity, so we would connect in different way like this. As we already talked, that 12th house energies, it's about liberation from old patterns and going to the higher levels. And when we see in the 12th house the Capricorn energy, it means that for Aquarius era, topics of liberating of old patterns will be specifically and mostly in the career field, governmental field, and everything what we know about Capricorn energy, about all of this cold-hearted approach. Because on the opposite from Capricorn we see Cancer energy, it's on the opposite hard approach. So the cold-hearted approach will go away, and some cycles, so humanity can uplift as a collective. Okay, so the point of this video was that we have to build our strong individuality, not sacrificing self, not trying to be good for society so society will love us, but on the opposite, build strong self, strong individualistic vision, strong cell of the humanity, and to help the humanity in some interest in your own creative way, because Leo energy also is about creativity, so you can use your individualistic vision and implant it somehow in the collective. And this is what actually Aquarius wants from us. And because this is how we will balance this being self, being strong self, but in the same moment connecting to the whole humanity. Okay, it was super interesting to talk about it, and here's the link for my website. You can also contact me if you want a personal consultation. I do astrology consultation on every topic you want to know, and see you in the next videos. Bye bye.